All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review. So I was gonna do this live, but I'm on dad duty right now, and my little man might just burst in here at any time, and be like, "Dad, I want to party." And if that happens, I gotta pause this jank and party with the little dude. Okay. So that being said, I hate that I even have to talk about this guy, but I feel like it's necessary because I've had some personal conversations with him in the past, and it didn't go too well. I don't really like him, and I got some things to say about this. So Finn McKenty of the Punk Rock NBA calls it quits. Why? Dude's got 600,000 subscribers. All these 500,000 plus people, and that's just on the Punk Rock NBA's channel. I think he's probably got a couple 100,000 on his other channel. So he's got close to 1 million total subscribers, right? Bringing in a nice paycheck. Let's be clear. If he quit making videos, he's not going to quit seeing the money. Because those videos are evergreen. They're going to keep getting seen, and they're going to keep bringing in money. I think that's what he's figured out. Is he doesn't even have to make videos anymore to keep bringing in money. Probably for a good year, year and a half, maybe 2 years. It's going to be a long time before those videos don't bring him any money. So, and whatever. Like, I don't care if he's making the money off of it, but I feel like I have an issue with like how he kind of did this, and maybe I'm tripping. And what does it matter? And what do I matter, right? I'm just some other guy on YouTube that gives commentary on things like this, so it doesn't really matter. Every now and then the drama is kind of funny though. But this other dude, Jesea, that he did the video with, I have like some screenshots. I'm not gonna whatever. We had some conversations as well. We were gonna do some like collab work when he wasn't as big as he is now, just to kind of have other creators talking and you know my channel's not that big. I mean to me it's huge, but you know in reference to like Punk Rock NBA, 600,000, 7.8 thousand. You know what I'm saying? Not the same. Uh, you know, talks new metal, does not talk about new metal. You know, he thinks the Suicide Boys are the punk rock future, or future of punk rock, whatever you want to say that. He thinks the Suicide Boys are the future of punk rock. Does not consider the Suicide Boys punk at all. DIY hip hop stuff, sure, man. Cool dudes, all right, yeah. Punk rock, come on, man. Like, but I'm a gatekeeper. This is what I'm supposed to do. You know, Dan Frampton style. What's up, Dan? If you're watching this, how you doing, buddy? Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Finn McKenty's always been kind of like a pretentious, shrewd type of fellow, right? And I'm not. Look, before I go even a second further, look, we're 3 minutes into this. I am not an authority on punk. I don't know everything. I don't know all the cool bands. I'm not cool. I just like it. Been a part of it my whole life. Okay? That's it. I don't know everything. Don't pretend to. I'm not the coolest guy out there. Don't want to be. I just want a community and a place for people to come and hang out. And if I put punk rock in the name of my channel, I want to talk about punk rock. You know, that includes oi, hardcore, like real hardcore, not knocked loose. Like no diss on knocked loose, but I don't consider that they're just like to me they're like a metal band, right? So like hardcore, oi, punk, ska, reggae, maybe some like garage rock. All right, crust, D beat, street punk, anything under the punk rock umbrella, I will cover on this channel. I might even cover stuff like Nirvana at some point, right? That's all I think falls under the same umbrella. If I was going to talk about like Nickelback, ICP, Linkin Park, Korn, Limp Bizkit all the time, whatever, I would definitely start another channel, something about like alternative rock, something or other, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I had another channel where I covered hip hop stuff. I never talked punk on there hardly at all because it wasn't really the right place. And I didn't like it, so I quit doing it. I just didn't feel like I was being my true to myself, so I just quit it. And the community was toxic and gross, so like, and it had 30,000 subscribers. It was doing pretty good, you know. I love doing this, so I do this over here. This is what I enjoy doing. So okay, let me shut up. Sorry, I'm very long-winded. This is one of my, bro. I can't shut up sometimes. Let's listen to these two jokers, and I'll give you my commentary as it goes. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna watch. Probably most of it. So yeah, just be prepared. All right, let's start this. Jesea and Finn McKenty talking to each other about why Finn McKenty hates his platform or whatever it is. This poor me guy.
Why did Finn McKenty stop uploading YouTube videos?
I don't have any plans to do anything on YouTube.
That image is... You know, if Jesse made this, then maybe he is pretty cool. I don't know. But we talked a bunch, and he just kind of blew me off. It really irritated me. I took it kind of personally. Maybe he's too busy to talk to some dorky old head punk rock guy. Probably. Whatever, man.
Finn is one of the OGs in music content creation, and he's gained millions of views on his punk rock NBA channel and his second solo channel. So why did he suddenly stop?
I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to, you know?
I don't believe that. Also, I do believe the financial goals thing. I wasn't kidding, dude. Wow, I'm surprised he said that already. Or that's already on this thing. Like, yeah, dude, those videos are not going to stop bringing him money. So if you don't like him, don't watch his videos. Because whenever you watch them, he's going to get paid. Now, if you like him, continue to watch his videos. I'm irritated for the people that like his channel. I don't like the guy. He's a douche. But, in my opinion, based on his behaviors. Sorry, I don't know what's allowed to say on here or not. But, like, you have all these people that really like your stuff, man. And you just bail? Like, I don't know. It feels whack to me, man.
So I don't have to keep making videos about System of a Down.
Also on the show, we talk about whether bands are really to blame for high ticket prices, the powerful effects of nostalgia, how he now helps others grow on LinkedIn and YouTube, and he also shared his 2 biggest tips to making your videos go viral.
The amount of views that any video is going to get is going to be a product of 2 things.
Dude, why is it pausing on his, like, dump face or his other dump face? Like, what's going on here, man? Bro. I hate that I'm not trying to, that I'm, like, kind of, like, gonna have drama in another video, but, like, dude, I don't understand this, man. He shouldn't have had his... Like, ultimately, what do I care? How often do I talk about this guy? Almost never, right? But I've been asked about this, like, 500 times, so I felt the need to make a video about it. I can already feel my buddy Chris being like, what are you doing? I don't know, Chris. I'm sorry, man. I kind of have to do this sometimes. It's dumb. I believe you, brother. You can text me and tell me I'm an idiot. Please, call me. I love you, bro.
Number 1, topic is the most important thing. Of course, title and thumbnail and stuff like that's important too, but topic is the number 1 thing. And then how is sort of the second part of that.
Well, do you appreciate you taking a...
All right, I'm going to keep one earbud in. I just realized that my door's open because my little guy's here. I'm listening, but I'm trying to keep an ear on him, too.
Taking some time out of your busy day, chat with me here on the Jesea Lee Show.
Of course.
I can't believe this is the first time we've ever actually been, like, virtually face-to-face after all these years. Like, we've had a lot of text message threads and DMs and stuff, but the first actual full-on conversation.
It's like our weird, first date after being an online couple for months, and finally I fly you out,
right?
And we're like, so what do you want to do? Want to play
It turns out I'm
Smash
real.
Brothers? Yeah.
Like you don't look exactly like your pictures, but
right.
We can
close enough.
We can work with it. Dude, you were actually one of the very first kind of music YouTubers I started watching, and like,
I believe that because Jesea Lee is exactly like Finn McKenty as far as like what they talk about. Personalities, I don't know enough about him. I don't think he's quite the same. He seems a little happier and a little more positive, honestly, than Finn. Finn seems very burnt out. He has for a long time. But they cover the same exact content. They didn't used to. When I first ran into Jesea Lee, he was covering like mostly hardcore bands. And that's when I reached out to him because whatever. I'm not trying to sound all jaded. I don't really care that much. I would rather work with Dan Frampton at this point, somebody that covers the same stuff I do. We're different, but like if I was gonna like collab with somebody at this point, I'd like to talk with him because I understand him better now, and I still watch some of his content, and he seems like somebody I would get along with, just like outside of social media, but. I think Jesea Lee would be cool to hang around at like a show, but I don't know if like we would hang out outside of that. Like, does that make sense? I don't know. I don't want to get too deep with this, and I certainly don't want to sit here and just bash this dude like over and over. That's not really what I'm doing. I just wanted to watch this because I haven't seen any of it and give some commentary on it because I've been asked about it a lot. I do think that there's this line that I have to walk because I'm not really about the drama on my channel. If you hadn't noticed, I'd done one video that had anything to do with that stuff. And, well, one topic, I guess I'll say. There's 2 videos, maybe 3. But, you know, this is part of the community, unfortunately, and a lot of my viewers watch this guy's stuff. I would say most of. So I've been asked about it. So because of that, I decided to do this. It took me all weekend to decide I was going to do it. I could have done it on Friday, and I just didn't. But I didn't even believe he actually quit, honestly. I didn't until like Saturday afternoon. I found out he actually did quit. I was like, whoa.
Like, you actually like kind of scared me away from even trying content creation initially.
Because why is
like
that?
you like just seemed like such a wealth of knowledge. Like you knew so much about the topics you were talking about that I was like, dude, I can't make content. Like I don't know like the encyclopedia history of all these bands, but like,
Well,
you always
neither
just
do
came
I.
like
It's just like literally look it up on Wikipedia. I don't know. Like I've never listened to System of a Down in my life.
well, yeah, and that's what you
Bullshit. Come on, man. I actively dislike that band, and I've heard them so many times. Like, come on, dude. Come on, bro. I've even had probably at least one of their records at some point. You buy enough records at pawn shops, CDs, whatever, at pawn shops, you'll end up with a System of a Down CD. Like, come on, man. Don't tell me. I tried to listen to System of a Down, Korn. I couldn't get into that stuff. Slipknot. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like any kind of metal, to be honest, except thrash. You know what? Lately, I've listened to a little bit of death metal. I don't know why. Their guitar riffs have a little punk, like, in there, to me. But like, how often? Dude, once a year? I don't know.
I heard you say that one time in an interview. You're like, yeah, I just basically read your Wikipedia page and I'll show up some pictures and some context, and which is crazy because like you would think like you'd have to have like a vast like knowledge of these bands, like a deep appreciation to, but you said you kind of just looked at more like almost like a product basically, right?
Yeah, there's some where I know a lot. Like if I'm friends with someone in the band or something like that, or there's somewhere.
1 second. He's here. What's up, buddy? Your butt. Don't show me your butt.
I need to check the clock.
Okay, he's gonna check the clock because he cannot have his tablet until 3:00. It is only 12:05 right now. He's got a while. All right, back to it. Oh, also, there's nothing wrong with reading Wikipedia stuff. I've done that plenty for content. But he's acting like he doesn't know about all this stuff. I don't understand this guy, man. He does know a lot about, specifically hardcore. He knows tons about that stuff. Did you hear him? 1205?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a while still, huh?
Yeah.
It's okay. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Here, just look up in the camera. Look here. Say hi.
Hi.
Hanging out with Parker P right now.
What?
But. All right, get out of here, crazy. You're so silly. Where's your lolly at? Is it in your cup?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. All right, Parker, I gotta get back to work, baby. Crazy kid. Okay. But no, this guy knows a lot, man. I don't like this like fake. I don't know, man. This is weird, dude.
Whatever, I saw them when they first started out 25 years ago or something like that. There's some of those where I definitely know a lot just from sort of personal experience, but the majority, I would say, I don't.
Yeah. What made you start making videos in the first place?
The reason I started YouTube was back in 2017. I think it was September of 2017. And I kind of found myself in a place in my career where I had done a lot of stuff that I was proud of, that I thought was pretty cool.
How is it's glitching, and I wonder if that's on Jesse's end, because there's no way that Finn McKenty's like hardware is bad enough to where his stuff should be glitching like that. Mine does that sometimes too, and I don't know what to fix. I don't know what to do to fix it, man. It drives me nuts. I've got good equipment and good internet. I wonder if that's on Jesse's end or Finn's end. I know it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I feel like if it's on Jesse's, it probably drives him nuts. It drives me bonkers when that goes on, and I can't do nothing about it. I'm like hardwired into my computer. I don't even have Wi-Fi capabilities on this PC because I don't need it. I'm going to use hardlined internet, and it's just we've got fiber optic internet. It's bro, whatever.
For anybody who doesn't know, I guess most people know me from YouTube, but my actual sort of career has always been in product design and marketing. So I started doing that kind of, I guess the first like real kind of design job I got was in 2002, I think. Yeah, 2002. A guy named Chase Jarvis, who some people know, he's become sort of a really well-known photographer and started a company called Creative Live. Back then, he was just sort of a local photographer, and he had an ad agency. At the time, I sort of ran into him at the print shop I worked at, got a job there, did some stuff for like Nike, Nintendo, Red Bull. It was not, the work I did for them was not great, so I apologize to I apologize to our clients. But
So okay, I've always felt like hardcore and punk, they do this, right? They overlap like a lot. Like I'd say like 70%, but there's this like outside thing where like if you're a hardcore kid that doesn't like punk, that's the kind of people that I feel like Finn McKenty is. And I don't mean that in like a negative way necessarily, but like the punk rock kids that get into hardcore, that like hardcore punk, they wouldn't work for companies like Nike. That at least I don't think so. Maybe they would. I don't know. Not when they're young. When they're young, they're angry. They're full of, piss and vinegar, and they don't like. I just had a long conversation last night with my buddy Nitty about this, about how you got to use Spotify if you're in a band. You can't ignore it. It's a necessary evil, and you can use Spotify to help you get people on your Bandcamp, which will ultimately help you as an artist, right? There's a lot of stuff I've learned in the past like 2 years. I'm making a whole video about 2 years of being a label owner and what I've learned, because it's massive. I've learned so much stuff. I have to do a whole probably 45-minute to 60-minute video on it. But this whole like I worked doing this like product design stuff and like this advertising. He comes from an upper middle class background, and I feel like that's where a lot of the differences lie in his like attitude, his goals even. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. It just is. I don't know that he came from like a lot of money. I don't think that's the case. But like I don't know. He wasn't coming from the same place as I was. Maybe he was. But did he talk about something in his background? He had some family with some problems. Maybe I'm misreading it and I'm misjudging him a little bit. I don't mean to like judge as in like negative. I'm just like, again, this is just commentary on what he's saying. But I feel like he comes from a different like suburban community that I don't know. I feel like the opportunities he's was given or got or whatever weren't things I could obtain. Whether I wanted them or not, I don't know. That's a different conversation. I don't think I even wanted them, but I don't think I was going to be able to get them anyways. Maybe there's some jealousy there. I don't know. This is a therapy session, isn't it? I hope I'm being fair. I'm not trying to just pile on the guy. I'm just saying like he strikes me as the kind of guy that would never have had like a discharge patch on his jacket. You know what I'm saying? He's always been the kind of guy that had the Nike hat on and maybe skated. Maybe he went to a couple of bigger punk shows, but he was more of like a hardcore kid that listened to knock loose style stuff versus, and again, I don't know because I don't know him. I'm just speculating based on his physical appearance and the things he's saying. So,
I kind of got my foot in the door there. Then I worked at another agency where I did a lot of stuff for Procter and Gamble, like Tide, Febreze, Swiffer, Bounce. Like
that's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't think that I would have ever taken those jobs, even if they were offered to me. What does that mean? It just means we're different. That's all I'm trying to point out is that we're different, I guess. So, good or bad, you make that decision. That's up to you. I'm not saying we're good or bad. I'm saying we're different.
A lot of big sort of fabric care brands, stuff like that.
You were in charge of putting the arsenic in the powder, right?
That's Johnson & Johnson. Never did anything for J&J. Actually, that's not true. We did some work for a brand called Ethicon that did medical devices that's owned by J&J, but none of the J&J CPG stuff. And then after that, did design and marketing for Abercrombie and Fitch for a couple years. After that, I worked for Chase's startup, Creative Live, which was online education.
My man works for like Abercrombie and Fitch, Tide. I mean, yeah. We're cut from a different cloth. Doesn't he just seem so unhappy? Like he just seems like he'd rather be doing something else. Maybe he would. He just seems bored. Whatever though. Hey man, I guess Jesea appreciates his time, and I think it's kind of cool that he gave him his time. I doubt either of them would give me their time. So cool, man. Good for you guys. And I mean, whatever, man. If Finn's happier, I just think he built on his fans. That's what pisses me off. I think that's cowardly. I think he can't handle criticism, and I don't like it. I don't like criticism, but it's part of the job. You know, if I need to block somebody if they're just being ridiculous, I will. You know, it sucks, but how many people have I blocked? 2 or 3, maybe a couple. Most of them are saying like real out of pocket, like right wing stuff. So I don't put up with that shit. I just block it. I just no, I'm not doing it. I just block it. So like personal attacks, I'll usually go back and forth with people. I'm an idiot. So, yeah.
Education for creative people. We raised, I think, $60 million or so from some real like top tier investors like Greylock, Social Capital, you know, people that you might have heard of like Chamath Palihapitiya and Reid Hoffman and stuff like that.
Speaking a language I do not understand, my friend. Yeah, I don't know anything about this stuff.
And so I'd done a lot of this stuff that I was pretty proud of. And I think anybody would tell you that I was good at my job, but nobody knew who I was and nobody cared, because it's just one of these things. If you're like, oh, you worked on a bunch of big brands, cool. Like,
but if you don't have a social media
nice.
following, you're not anybody, basically.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a social media following. It's just sort of like I just found myself like people just didn't care about me. You know, like I couldn't, when I applied for jobs, I kind of never really got anywhere with.
That's probably part your personality. I've been able to get jobs I didn't qualify for years because I'm able to sell myself. I don't think people necessarily care about me on this channel. They come to the video because they care about the topic I'm talking about. I don't think you're going to get people to care about you because you're on it. Well, maybe some people care about me. I don't know. I guess if you're a genuine person, you'll get past like the crust of like social media where you get below that and you get to where there's people that I've always said I'd rather have 1,000 like loyal homies than 10 or 20,000 like people that didn't care about me that just hit subscribe so they could watch me talk about their favorite artist. Now I want a community. So maybe he was shooting for something that I'm shooting for, but he came about it a different way. I don't know. This is weird. I feel like this is very telling, and that he's not the kind of guy that maybe he was putting out there that he was. I don't know. He just never seems happy to me, and I think that maybe he should quit YouTube, man. I just feel like he like shitted on his entire fandom, and the people that subscribe, that watch his stuff, like I don't know. I feel like you owe them at least something. He seems very ungrateful, but maybe that's just me. I haven't gotten to the end yet, so maybe I'm tripping.
It, my professional network was not good. It just sort of, when my name came up, it just didn't really mean anything, and it's just sort of an unfortunate, or I guess fortunate or unfortunate, it's up to you, but it's just a truth of the world that opportunity tends to go to people who are visible, not necessarily people who are like best at their job, right? You know.
Okay, I can attest to that because I would say I'm not the best YouTuber, I'm not the best interviewer, but I got to talk to for lack of a better word, like a hero of mine, somebody I'd really admire, in Jesea Michaels, because of my visibility. I make myself visible. I go places, I break out my camera and my phone and start filming, even though it is embarrassing, because it is. If you're at a show and I'm walking around filming, I'm typically kind of embarrassed that I have to do that, but I love doing it. I enjoy it. I enjoy editing. I enjoy bringing it to the channel. I enjoy people watching it, talking about it. And even if people are negative to a degree, I enjoy like finding out what maybe people want more, and I go do that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like yeah.
You know, it's like if you're the first person that somebody thinks of for what you do, you're probably.
I love you too, Parker. You're hungry. You're thirsty. Did you drink all your lemonade? Bring me your lemonade cup, buddy. I don't care if you want lemonade. You're not going to have chocolate milk until you have some lemonade. Okay? I love you. Little monster.
Only going to get more opportunities than someone who might be just as good at it or better than you, but nobody thinks of them. So I said, I need to change this. And so that's sort of what led me to do YouTube, because I'd done blogs. I did print zines back in the day. Then I had some blogs.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. If you do print zines, you have some knowledge of the scene. I think he led more into hardcore. Maybe I misjudged him a little bit. I think maybe he just took some opportunities I wouldn't have taken. we're not the same person. So, I mean, I tattooed my neck so that I couldn't work in a suit. He doesn't have a neck tattoo. We're closer in age than I'd like to admit.
That were fairly successful, and I sort of saw that by then, the attention was on YouTube, and I was like, well, I guess I got to figure this out. So that's why I started it.
Nice. Yeah. You need to kind of like a social.
Okay, so I started YouTube out of boredom. So I started it. I lost my comic book shop during COVID, and I had a bunch of time, and we were doing like movie reviews and stuff. Me and my friends. It was just to do it as like some friends, and we didn't. I had aspirations of like maybe 100 or 1,000 subscribers. That was it. I was like, that'd be really cool if we got to that point, and some people were watching what we're saying, and people started watching it, and then they started saying, hey, if you like this movie, you should check out this musician. It was weird, and so like all of a sudden I had movie stuff I was talking about, and then I'm reacting to like Lil Peep and Juice World. I just, and those videos were doing like tens of thousands of views when I had a very small channel. And so I leaned into it thinking like, maybe I can make something out of this. And then I figured out that I liked doing YouTube. I just didn't like talking about hip hop because I don't care about that stuff. I just don't. Like, some of it's great. It's not really for me though. It's not my jam. And the stuff I do like, it's all old stuff. Southern stuff, right? So as soon as I met Rob on the Punk Aughts, we did one collab video, and I was like, I got to do a punk rock channel. I don't like what I'm doing. I like talking punk rock. I think I would be better at this. And in April of 2023, I started the Punk Rock Review. And it's been a year and a half, and we've got almost 8,000 subscribers. We're not, gigantic by any stretch of the word, but we're doing well. And I love it. I love this. If it's not obvious, I love doing this. I love the content. I love the people. I love the bands. I love the music. I love the live shows. I like talking to the musicians on here. I like learning about stuff. I like going back and figuring out that I like bands like The Clash that I didn't think I liked. I think that's where he and I differ. I love this shit, and I don't think he cares. I think it was a means to an end for him, which is fine. That's your prerogative. You do it for whatever reason you want. But it's starting to make sense to me why he just bailed. I just think it sucks that he had such a following and he just took off on him. It's whack, dude.
Footprint almost, because it does seem like, especially in like that creative field, like a resume is probably a different situation than just giving somebody like a cover sheet with like your job history. They probably want to see like actual media that you've done and created.
It's
right?
true. I mean, it's true for anybody. Like whether you are a freelancer or a founder or an entrepreneur or full-time employee, it's just a consultant. It doesn't matter. Like, you want to be top of mind for whatever it is that you do. Like, let's say, for example, I have a friend named, I actually don't know how to say his last name right. I think it's Freund, Rob Freund, who does, he's an attorney who focuses on law for influencers and social media. And he's always the first person I think of that because I see his content out all the time. He does a very good job of making himself sort of top of mind. And if anybody ever asks me about that stuff, I always send them to him because he's the first person who comes to mind. There might be someone out there that's better than him. I wouldn't know. That's
valid. Yeah, I just think that he's in this for different reasons, or was in it for different reasons. It's starting to become very clear to me why he left. And at this point, I don't like his content. Or that's not true. I like some of his content. I don't like him. So, good riddance, I guess. But I feel for his fans, dude. That's what bothers. If it's not obvious, that's what really irks me. Because every single person that watches my video, I appreciate it. Even if you hate me and you're watching it because you think I suck, cool, man, appreciate it. Like, but I'm not gonna bail. Like, I'd have to quit for a real reason. Like, I'd have to get offered a job that paid me so much money that I had no choice. Like, it'd be like, hey, man, your wife can quit working, your kids will get their school for free, and you can get a new car and a new house. Okay, then I'm talking about quitting. But, dude, if I'm not getting that kind of money, I love doing this. It ain't about the money necessarily. I have to have money to live, or I wouldn't care about it at all. But, I think our priority lists are probably vastly different. Like, I'm like, I need this much money, but it's because I want to put out a record for my friend's band. And he's like, I want to buy this new house. Right? Maybe. I don't. Again, I'm speculating a lot. This is just my thoughts. Okay? Whether I'm right or wrong, who knows? If you have more information, throw it in the comments. Tell me how dumb I am. It's all good.
Yeah,
because
this guy's
I literally don't know they exist. Yeah. Now, I love Rob, and I'm sure he's very good at what he does. He's helped me in a lot of stuff, but so I don't mean to diminish his work. But point being is, like,
raw as shit.
you want to be the person that is always top of mind for whatever it is you do. And I don't think that's not limited to creative fields. Like, whether think about if you're like, I don't know, if you're an auto mechanic, right?
Right.
It like literally, or you have a landscaping company, you want to be the first for, like, hey, my gutters need to get cleaned. Who do I call? Well, it's probably if someone has done a very good job of, like, saturating whatever local radio, with their jingle, you're like, oh, that fucking stupid jingle that I've heard 9 million times, I guess I'll call them.
Dude, 100%. Like, my entire house flooded, like, last summer. Huge expense, lost a lot of stuff. But, like, when it happens, like, I had never experienced flooding before in my life. Like, I didn't know what to do. But literally, yeah, like you said, there was like there's a local company that ran ads like once a hour basically on my local station. I heard all the time.
Yep.
And, like, when it came to that, like, dude, it was white noise to me for the last like 15 years.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
yeah, that's the first company I called.
Flooding is terrible. I lost my house and apartment, my whole home in Hurricane Harvey. So, Jesse, if you see this, that sucks, brother. I'm sorry you lost a lot of stuff in a flood. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And apparently I wasn't alone, because everyone else called in too, and I couldn't get in. And I had to go with the not the Heinz ketchup of water restoration. I had to go with the B-listers, but they still did a decent job.
The fancy tomato catsup.
Yeah. The Aldi brand of water restoration. So what was the first video? Because you're making, like, this creative this marketing content and doing stuff for these brands. How do you just start making, Bring Me the Horizon music videos and stuff like that?
Well, I didn't start with that. So I think they're all private now, probably, or deleted. I don't know. I have to look. But for the first maybe 6 or 9 months or something, I did content about marketing, because that's my actual career, and that's sort of what I wanted to be known for. But nobody cared. To make a long story short, I think if I was to start over, like, if I know how I could make that channel work now, but at that time I didn't know how to make that kind of content work.
I learned a lot on 31 TV that I use over here on the Punk Rock Review, so I understand that. I never thought to take those subscribers and try to turn them into fans of the Punk Rock Review, because I didn't think it was the same audience. That's why I started another channel, and I think I've been proven right. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 people from that channel that have come over here. Adam, JJ. That might be it. So shout out to Adam and JJ. Longtime supporters of what I've done since way before I had the Punk Rock Review. I guess his reasonings for, I don't know. Let's keep listening.
Yeah. And I had written about music a lot before for, like, Metal Injection and Metal Sucks and stuff like that. So, like, I sort of knew how to do that. And I was like, well, I sort of observed that there was this I don't know, like, nobody made videos about Bring Me Horizon. I was like, this band is very, very popular. People like them a lot.
Parker, I love you too. Bubba's at school, silly. Oh, you're pretending I'm Bubba. Oh, I love you too, little bear. I love you too. Okay, let me finish this and I'll come out and play, okay? Okay.
But nobody has made... I sort of observed that there was this I don't know, like, nobody made videos about Bring Me Horizon. I was like, this band is very, very popular. People like them a lot. But nobody has made a video about... Like, there was just nobody making videos about the type of music that I have. And even now, there still aren't that many people.
Yeah.
I considered dipping into that a little bit, like that, like metalcore stuff. I just don't like the music, and I know that if I get on there, they'll get views, but the people that watch it are gonna hate me, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, this shit sucks. And I think that's what I've done well with my channel, is that I'm taking a slower route to get to where I want to be with my goals, but I'm trying to stay true to, like, what I love, and I don't want to do stuff that I don't enjoy doing, unless I'm not doing creative stuff. If I'm just working somewhere, then you're just working. But if I'm doing this and I'm putting in time and making these videos and editing it and spending time listening to the music, I can't do that with stuff that I don't enjoy. So that's why I've never really done much of the heavier music. I just simply don't enjoy it. So maybe there's some potential there that I will never see because I won't do that. But I don't know. Is that selling out? If I did that, I think so. And I don't want to sell out. If I loved the music as well, like if I was just a big fan of, like, as an example, I like unironically listen to Limp Bizkit sometimes. I don't really like it, but I kind of do. Okay, if I made a video about that, it wouldn't be that weird because I like the music. But I don't listen to Korn, so I'm not gonna make a music about them. I don't listen to Linkin Park, so I'm not gonna make a video about it. Excuse me, I'm not gonna make a video about Korn. But so I guess that's, I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, because that's the stuff he did. So I mean, we weren't gonna touch on the same subjects because of that. But I don't understand why he put the Punk Rock MBA as his title of his channel. That's what so there's two things that piss me off: the name of his channel, and the fact that he bailed on all of his viewers. It just irks me, man. I'm just that curmudgeonly old man.
So I was like, really? Nobody's made a video about Bring Me the Horizon or Fall Out Boy or Green Day or No Doubt? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, like you filled a void that like was there. Like, and again, that kind of goes back to being like the go-to person for that thing. Like where when I was searching for videos on, I don't know, like mall emo bands from the 2000s or whatever it is, like your videos were the ones that were popping up. And yeah, there weren't, especially back then, there weren't very many people making any kind of content around that. So it's like if I wanted to vegetate on 15 to 20 minutes of what turned out to be Wikipedia knowledge, then you were my go-to dude.
Yeah, there's a few, like, you know, Fall Out Boy would be an example of a band where I have, I think, something different, you know, because I remember when Pete and Andy and you know, we were sort of about the same age, and I remember them from like the hardcore scene back in the day, and so I sort of have a little bit of a different perspective on them than other people might. So that would be an example of, I think, of one of my better videos. But yeah, a lot of them just like I literally just read Wikipedia.
And well, and I always loved it because you did present the facts. It always felt like unbiased, but then like you would throw in some jokes and.
That's not true. It did not seem unbiased. None of our videos seem unbiased because we're all biased to the bands that we love and the music we enjoy. That's ridiculous. This dude, no, come on, man.
Like your opinions on stuff, and it was like fun.
I stopped doing that though because it made people angry.
I noticed that.
Who cares if people get angry? Like, Rants is my favorite band. Some people hate them, some people love them. Okay? I don't like Green Day very much. Well, that's not true. I like Green Day, but I don't. Parker, I am working. Stop it, buddy. Let me finish this so we can play, okay? If I don't finish this, we can't play. Come here, little bear. Give me a hug. Hey, I love you. Are you getting bored? Yeah. Give me a minute, I'll come out there, okay? Let me finish this, please, okay? Do you just want your watch? Is that all you want?
Yeah.
He's manipulating me. Are you manipulating me?
But by your face.
But in my face is what he says. If you let me finish this, I will get your watch. If you don't let me finish it, you don't get your watch. Alright, go sit down and watch cartoons till I'm done, okay? Go outside and play. He would rather go outside. So as soon as I get this done, we're going to go outside and get some sunshine. Crazy kid. Alright, sorry. Let me rewind a little bit.
Your opinions on stuff, and it was like fun.
I stopped doing that though because it made people angry.
I noticed that, because like the comments got just so, like people just got so butthurt about your, and again, I could tell when you were joking. I mean, I don't think I have like a super high intellect or anything like that, but I could like pick up on context clues. I mean, smiling is usually a good one. Like, like it's just crazy that so many people like they would get so upset about you just casually a one-off comment about like, you know, a band that they love, and you're not even saying they suck. You're just like, yeah, well, that could have been better. Like,
that's how fandoms are, dude. It's awful. Like, Green Day fans are really bad about that. Bad Religion fans are pretty bad about that. But like when you get into like these big bands like Fall Out Boy, well, Green Day would be a very big band. But if you go to like Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, Slipknot fans are bad. Tool fans are the worst. It is what it is, dude. They love that band, and so they, you know, I personally, if you shit on like my favorite band, I kind of go, what? But I'm not gonna get in here and like talk to you about it. I don't care enough. But these young people, man, or even these people that are like lifers, they're really passionate about their bands. I accept that they don't want to hear negativity, but they're gonna have to accept that my opinion is my opinion. If we want to argue about it in the comments, then so be it. You can either ignore the comments or you can argue back with them, but you don't have to quit being yourself because of it. What a pussy move, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I guess this dude's got no balls. Wow, that's very cowardly in my opinion.
Whatever it was,
Well, whatever,
People got mad, so I quit giving my opinion. Bro, look at that face.
Yeah.
I'm just here to give the people what they want.
That's where you're doing it wrong, buddy. You bring what you bring to the table, and if people want it, they will take it. My videos are my videos. If people like them, they watch them. If they don't, they won't. I'm going to make them regardless. I guess we're just very different. Wow. Man, no wonder I didn't like this dude very much.
Right.
If they don't want my jokes, then I don't give them my jokes.
So you haven't posted anything in...
He's like sulking. Poor me. I don't know. I'm being an asshole now, but I am very unlikable sometimes. I'm very abrasive. I talk way too much. People either like you or they don't, man.
I guess in September was the last video you posted on the... So are you done with YouTube, or are you done making those kind of videos anyway?
I don't have any plans to do anything on YouTube. I've sort of considered maybe doing like maybe doing a channel sort of about entrepreneurship, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, because I have a feeling that a lot of people who know me for the music stuff would show up and be idiots, and people on Reddit and Twitter would probably, want to tear me down. So
who cares? I had a whole subreddit about me when I made a little peep shirt, and it was all wrong too. None of the information was correct. I mean, I went in there and stood up for myself, but like after that I was like, done, whatever. Who cares? Bro, you can't let everybody else dictate what you do. Don't let other people's shitty attitudes dictate your happiness. I don't get it. Like, what? How weak are you, dude?
Probably I won't, but
this is going to be a long video. I'm so sorry. I'm not really that sorry, but I am sorry.
Who knows? I'm mostly just active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Is that why you started making videos, just because of all the negativity?
No, it's because like I don't really have any interest in music. So I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. And so there's really just no reason for me. Like, I don't have to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to spend our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to.
It's not about doing stuff you have to do or don't have to do. It's doing stuff you love to do. If you don't love doing it, don't do it. Okay? Because he's very accurate about that. I'm middle-aged now. I'm 42. I might have 40 more years on this earth. Probably not. Let's say 30 at 35 maybe, if I'm lucky. That's daunting, man. It's scary, right? When you're really young, you don't think about that stuff. I get it. I understand that. So if you don't love this, then you don't love it anymore. But like, I don't know, like have a gradually disappear and tell people, hey, I'm probably gonna be gone. This might be it, guys. I got a couple more months in this, and then I think I'm gonna do something else. But just stop uploading. I don't know. I find it very cowardly. I find it very mean to his people that really. Because look, I don't like the guy, but there are tons of people that really like this dude. It's very obvious. 600,000 people subscribe. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then you have people like me who watch it sometimes just for the information. You millions of people watching this stuff, bro, and you just bounce. Like, you owe the community more than that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I feel like, well, you know what? I'm not wrong because it's just an opinion. But how do you feel about it?
Too, it's like I made enough money from this. I don't have to keep making videos about System of a Down, so I'm going to stop.
Man, so you really didn't enjoy it at all? There's just like no part of you that was like, oh, I'm excited to talk about this band today or anything like that. It was always just completely transactional for you?
Yeah, I don't have any interest in music at all.
Why not?
I call shenanigans, dude. Like, absolutely nonsense. Nonsense. I do, and maybe he's just trolling. Maybe he wants these reactions. Maybe he's preparing for a giant comeback. I don't know. But right now, right here, no.
Huh. Yeah. So you don't miss it then. That's what you're getting at.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the money is nice, but I made enough from it that I'm good.
You're probably still getting some like residual revenue though, right? Because I mean, those videos are still getting views every day. There's still stuff
Yeah,
coming
it's
in,
still
right?
a few grand a month. So
Yeah.
you know that.
That's crazy. He's still getting a few grand a month off of not even making content. Like my goals are to get a few grand a month so my wife can stop working so much, so she can work with me and for me with my label and my channel and my shop, excuse me, my store, so that we can just have like a family owned little tiny business that we do that pays our bills. And he's like, yeah, it's a few grand, bro. I don't know, man. I guess I'm built different, bro. I don't. That's so much money to me, dude. A few grand a month. Just a few grand a month. What?
Helps. That'll dry up eventually, but
Yeah.
I'll take it. While it
So are you
lasts.
super excited that you didn't have to talk about the new Linkin Park album and the Emily Armstrong controversy?
Very. I see this stuff now. Like, of course, like
I will agree with that. I wasn't going to cover that. That shit's terrible. That girl, I heard she's pretty bad. I don't know much about her, but that band sucks, so who cares?
for like most of the year, there was like nothing happening, and it was like really hard for me to like find stuff to talk about on Twitch. And now, like after I quit, there's all this drama, so. But I'm like, man, I'm so glad. Like, I don't give a fucking shit. Like, Jesus, like the drama, whatever, like about Alien Ant Farm and CKY. I'm like, bro, it is 2024.
Yeah.
This is legitimately a conversation we're having. It like, I can't. You want me to care about this shit from bands that peaked 2 goddamn decades ago? Like Linkin Park was fucking washed up in 2004.
So he doesn't care about like that music, but he cares about music, dude. I don't believe for a second he doesn't care about music. Man, if that's the case, then he's just a giant fucking poser. Because if you did all this stuff, did all these videos, there's a reason I quit doing the other channel. I was a fucking poser. I didn't like it. It was obvious. And all the kids thought they knew shit they didn't know. Like, I wasn't going to waste my time with that. So I started creating stuff I love. Man, I feel like he's just sad, dude.
You want me to talk about him now?
It is crazy when you do see like news headlines that make a big deal about a band doing something. And like, I'm not speaking of Linkin Park in this part, but it's like, it will be like a band does something crazy and it's a news headline everyone's talking about for like, weeks or whatever. But then you look at their tour dates and that band is playing like a 500 cap room. Right. To like 30. It's like, so this band that everyone's talking about isn't actually drawing any like, people. It's just, it's just something for people to talk about. It's just kind of,
yeah, dude. People like drama. That's why I create videos about topics I enjoy, because then I don't have to worry about like what's hot and what's not. I don't have to worry about like topical things that are time sensitive. Literally like this video. This is a time sensitive video. I had to do it right now or not do it at all. And maybe I shouldn't have done it. I don't know. I just feel like I had a personal connection with this guy, and so I felt like I should watch this because I got asked a lot about it. So there's the two main reasons. Is because I have talked to him before and do not like him. And I was asked to do this sort of. I was asked about this a lot. That's why that's why I'm doing it. It's a long video, but
conversation fodder. It's news,
It's just
everyone
because
needs to
these
grab.
like smooth-brained, low vibration people just want some negativity to fucking blurt out their dumb fucking opinions about.
I mean, I don't disagree, but he's so cynical and just so unhappy. Can you imagine this dude's wife? Do you think she's happy all the time around this guy? And maybe he's just way different around her. Probably. I hope so. I hope they're happy. I don't have no... Although I heard some... Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. I don't know what's going on with that.
So you haven't even listened to Linkin Park then, I'm guessing, the new album?
I mean, I heard it. I don't have an...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like... what
it's
if
kind of hard to
somebody...
avoid. It's like dominating the music world at the moment.
It's very easy to avoid. Don't turn it on. I haven't heard but maybe like half a song, and it was terrible, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid, and I just didn't go back to it. Don't let everybody else dictate what you do. Do what you want, and if people resonate with you, they'll come. That's why my channel's growing slower, I guess, but like the people that come here and hang out, come here and hang out. I guess that's what it is, dude. I'm doing this shit for like the community and DIY reasons, and I guess they're doing it for like their personal growth, which in the long run may be the wrong move for me, but at least I feel good about what I'm doing. At least I feel like I didn't. I don't know. I don't feel like a snake. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at least if I failed doing this, I failed doing something the right way. Maybe that's right, or maybe it's not. I don't actually know.
I mean, I don't pay attention. Like, it's like if somebody showed you a bag. Do you play golf?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Do you play basketball?
No. I mean, I enjoy it. But
it's like if someone, handed you some new basketball that just came out. They're like, hey, what do you think of this basketball? You'd be like,
yeah.
I guess
it's
cool.
round.
Right. Like, looks fine to me, I guess. I don't know.
It bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people.
Have y'all seen those airless basketballs? How do I even know about that? I don't know, internet, I guess. But like, I'm kind of interested in that. That's kind of cool. Airless basketball. They're like 3D. They're made out of. I don't know. They're kind of cool looking. If they feel the same weight and they shoot the same, then let's do it.
People are giving me shit. Not a lot of people. A couple people giving me shit in comment sections about like posting so much about Linkin Park, and it's like, it's the biggest fucking band in the world right now. Like, it's the band that everyone's talking about. Like, of course I'm gonna post about it. And then like one dude is like, I wish you'd talk about like more underground bands. It's like, well, I do post about newer bands, but yeah.
Send them over to my channel, brother. We'll talk about whatever bands they want to talk about. I cover all kinds of bands, and most of them aren't super big. I say it's like a 50-50 split, like big bands and little bands. I try to cover little bands, dude. I love little bands. That's how we get the big bands. Little bands start off as like little rad bands, and they continue to grow. I feel like these dudes are just, I feel like they don't get it, but I feel like they should. I don't know. I'm more enlightened. I'm so dumb. I'm bad at this, bro. Maybe I should quit and go work with McKENTY. Work for him, probably. I'm not.
Yeah, whenever I do post about the newer bands, no one gives a shit. No one.
There's only two options. If you want to have any.
So here's the thing. I'm trying to make people care about the channel to where they listen to the channel. Like, I want people to come here and go, oh, whatever he's saying, it should mean something. It should hold a little weight. These dudes only care about, hey, if they like it, I'll talk about it. No, dude, you become the draw. I want people to come to the channel for me and be like, oh, I like Randall. He's a pretty cool dude. And they come over here and we hang out and we listen to stuff. And, maybe they don't like everything that I like, but they like coming here and hanging out. That's how you get them to care about the little bands. They're just, we have very different goals, I guess. I've said from day one that I want to be a destination channel for, like, musicians to come and hang out. And it's starting to happen. I don't know.
Any sort of an audience in this space, there's basically two options. Number one is to talk about millennial nostalgia music, anything that was popular on MTV from, say, 1999 to 2007 or so. The other option is talking about sexual assault. Those are really the only two ways you can get views.
They're very buzzworthy, yeah. Yeah, I know. There was like somebody in the comment section was like, I post about new bands like he had a blog or something. It's like, I post about new bands all the time on my Instagram, and I, out of curiosity, I clicked on his page, and it's like all like 500 views, like 300 views. Like,
I mean,
whatever.
if he's cool with that, good for him. Like,
yeah,
that's
great.
awesome.
It makes you happy, but it's clear that people aren't watching it for a reason. It's like, unfortunately, what the big names are what dominates the cycle.
It is what it is.
I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. This is making me sad, to be honest with you guys. I don't have a lot in common with these dudes. I thought I might. I don't. I'm just not this kind of guy. Like, I don't. I want to grind it out and grow something and cultivate this, like, this audience that really likes me and what I'm doing. Or at least they like what I'm doing. Maybe not like me enough, you know what I'm saying? But like, they like this channel and this community and the other people that are involved. And I'm not just concerned about like me and mine.
Yeah. And I know why. It's because there's like, all that stuff was a product of another time in which the monoculture existed, when there weren't 500, and it's the same for like movies. The reason why all like the, why there's all the remakes and stuff, like all the big brands were built in the era in which TV, radio, print media, stuff like that could build stars and build brands and stuff like that. And it's too fragmented now. Like, there's nobody, like, there's hardly any like breakout stars of the last 10 years or so, really. There's a couple people, there's like Post Malone and maybe like Sydney Sweeney, and there's a handful, but it's not like it's not like what was the last like must watch movie? There's like Barbie, there's like
Right.
there's like one.
Well, things have gone back to being like a little more. We've got more options now, so things aren't these huge spectacles anymore. Like Hollywood movies aren't as big of deals as they used to be. Blockbusters aren't as important as they used to be. That's why you have so many flops. Independent film and independent music is what everybody's after now. Because then you can go and really get stuff that you like. You don't have to worry about like, well, I've only got 2 options. You can go find the thing that you like and you can go do that. For better or worse. Sometimes that's not good. But right now with entertainment, with media, with art, with music, with film, you don't have to worry about only having 2 choices. I think that's a good thing. I don't care about the big rock stars. Those people don't interest me. Taylor Swift, Post Malone. Like, Post Malone's a cool dude, I guess. I don't know him personally, but, like, I heard he was, like, in a hardcore band back in the day, so that's cool. But he's a country star now, so, like, what do I care about Post Malone for? Weird, dude.
1 or 2 a year, maybe. It's just not the same. TV. When was the last TV show that mattered?
Yeah. Do you think that's because of like social media and streaming and everything?
Yeah, it's because the media landscape is so fragmented. Like, there are YouTubers with, whatever, 100 million subscribers that neither of us have ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. There's enough for everybody. I don't know. I feel like that's a positive. Jack Daugherty, whatever that kid's name is, fans can go over there and watch that guy and leave me the fuck alone. I don't want those people watching my channel. Unless they're really, truly interested in punk music, then come on over. But, like, the average kid that likes, whatever those, like, streamer guys' names are, Sneeko, that kind of dorky guy. Those fans, I don't like those dudes, man. Like, I don't know. This is weird. This is weird, bro. I'm understanding now that these guys are just dudes that use, like, punk rock and subculture because it's niche, and then they talk about all the stuff that is, like, almost there to get them a bunch of money and a bunch of following, and then they'll dip their toe into the underground stuff. But that's where all of these, I don't know, man. Yeah, but that's where their name and that's where their imagery comes from. Is that a culture vulture? I don't know. I just heard that term recently and was like, what is that? And so maybe that's what these dudes are. I don't know. Maybe that's what I am. It's up for debate, I guess. It's up to you to decide what you want to call me and think about me. And same with these guys. I don't know. Jesse seems like a cool dude. Seems like he's a pretty happy guy. I don't think we have a lot in common after watching a little more of his content, but, like, he seems like a cool guy. Finn seems so just unhappy, dude. I wouldn't be able to talk to him and not bring that up. I'd be like, "What's your deal, man? Why you got such a terrible attitude? You seem so ungrateful for what you've got. Why are you so jaded? Because the internet doesn't like you? The internet's fake, bro. Who gives a shit what the internet says?" Like, the thing is like, these kids on the internet, 99.9 times 20% of them would never say this shit to your face. They would meet you and go, "Oh, damn, it's Finn McKENTY." Dude, I have a tiny channel, and it happens all the time. "Hey, what's up, man? You're Punk Rock Review." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, bro? Take a picture?" "Yeah, sure, why not, man? That's cool." I'm flattered, I'm humbled, and honestly a little embarrassed. That's like, whoa, that's crazy. Not embarrassed. Like, it blows my mind that people care about me at all. Those people might even talk shit about me on the internet. I don't care. They're nice when they meet me. That's what matters. The internet is a place for people to get on here and vent their frustrations. I don't always like it. Like, look, dude, it hurts my feelings sometimes. I'm human. But I don't let it run my day. It's certainly going to run me off the platform. Hell no, dude. Bro, grow some balls, homie.
Let alone anybody that sort of doesn't even pay attention to YouTube. So it's like, or like with streamers, like, someone like Asmongold, gets millions and millions of views on his YouTube videos. I don't know how many viewers he has on his streams, like probably 100,000 or something like that. Huge streamer that is, like, incredibly well known. He's probably the biggest name in that world.
Yeah, and I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Me neither. Yes, little bear.
I got good.
You got good? At what?
At the very minute.
I love you. You little monster. Little monster. My little monster.
But if you don't follow, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't follow streaming, like, you've never heard of him. So I think that's the era we live in. And there, I mean, how many TikTokers are there that get millions and millions of views that I've never heard of? So that's the world we live in now, is just sort of like a very fragmented landscape of, we'll call it like micro celebrities. Whereas before, it's like it was the same 20 people that you would always see on TV, hear about on the radio.
No, isn't that a good thing though? What do you got? I would love to know what people think about that. Isn't that a good thing? I like that we have more options, man. It lets us all be more unique to ourselves, and not unique to ourselves, but lets us all be more unique and true to ourselves. Like there will be somebody for the guy that wants to wear all lime green with a, lime green hair and painted lime green nails. He'll have somebody that he likes that he can identify with on the internet. And then all the dudes that are like 40-year-old dudes that like Rancid, No Effects, they'll come hang out with me. Pennywise fans. And then those guys, they might like some of that Cold Oi stuff. They might like a little bit of D-Beat and Crust. They're just like me. We have a place to hang out. It may not ever get to 100,000. I think it will, but that might be like my ceiling. I'm good with that. I'm good with 25,000. I'm very grateful for 8. I don't know, man. I guess I come up very poor, and I got a certain amount of, like, thank you in me,
Video,
humbleness. Is that what it is? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know if I'm always humble. I try to be.
That you would always see on TV, hear about on the radio, read about in magazines, whatever. Like when, the Paris Hilton kind of era, I would say is probably like kind of the end of it. And if you look, most of the music and movies and TV shows and stuff like that, the biggest brands are still the ones that were built then.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point, because I think because of the way social media is built, like everyone can find their niche, everyone can find their like little thing that they like and build communities on top of it. And yeah, you get giant superstars within those little kind of
Okay, so we were talking about the same thing then. I thought they were talking about it as a negative. I saw it as a positive.
I don't know, mega spheres or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And then then outside of that, like, no, because it blows my mind how many times I find somebody on YouTube or any social media that has millions of followers. I'm like, I've literally never heard of this person, but they're by all accounts famous. Like,
dude, there are billions of people in the world. How many people are just in the U.S.? It's a lot. I don't know the exact number, so give me 1 second. Dude, there are 335 million people just in the U.S. So you could have somebody that has 1 million followers and you wouldn't have heard of them because there are billions of people on Earth. It's not that weird that I've never heard of some of these guys. And I've heard of a few of the bigger ones, but like, I don't watch their stuff. I don't know their personalities because I don't need to. But it's not weird that I've never heard of them. I don't listen to the radio. I haven't heard of people that have, millions of views and streams of their songs. I don't know their songs. It's not that weird. If you don't run in those circles, why would you know them? Or am I tripping? I don't find it that strange.
Like, at least in this.
My mom has no idea who any of these people are, but she knows who Rancid is because her son loves the band.
This group, it's pretty wild,
right?
And like you said, back then there was just a machine pushing out, like and you got to watch them on TV, the movies, the radio, and that's all you got, man. It's wild.
And I think it's a better, like, we're better off now for sure.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if he was going to get there, but yeah, I definitely think it's better. But what's the gripe then? I don't understand. I think he just didn't like doing it anymore.
That that there's more opportunities for people to build a brand and have an audience and stuff, in sort of these little niche categories. I think that's a better place. But the downside of that is sort of what we're talking about here, is that if you're, doing commentary or something like that, I mean, like with movie commentary, people talk about fucking Star Wars all the time and Marvel, because it's like, if you want to get views, that's sort of what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And like going back to what we were talking about too.
I'm guilty of that right now. I'm doing this video because I was asked about it a lot and I assumed I would get some views. But I typically don't cover stuff like this. I just make the videos I want to make, and if they do well, they do well. And I'm trying to grow an audience. Okay, I'm going to shut up and quit repeating myself. Sorry. I don't know if I can. I'm going to try.
With like the bands that like, are big in the news, but not in real life. It's like the same thing on social media. Like I have so many like artists I know who like have millions of followers on TikTok, but then like they can't sell out, you know, the venue they're playing on tour. And like they'll tell me, like I've had this conversation before, like the venue owners are like mad at them. They're like, I thought you were going to move tickets. Like you have all these followers. I thought you're going to move. I thought there's going to be thousands of people here. It's like, it's not. It doesn't work that way, man. It's way easier to hit that follow button than it is to like get in your car and drive and pay $12 and stay in line.
Especially like if you're, you know, you think about also. I remember seeing this a lot with MySpace. You know, there was a lot of these MySpace bands that were at the time getting millions of plays, which back then was a lot. And then I would go see them, and there'd be like 70.
It's still a lot, dude. If you're getting millions of streams, that's a lot. Stop acting like it's not, dude. Come on. What these dudes' sense of reality, or I say these dudes, Finn, is very warped.
5 people there. I'm like, this is weird. But then I thought about it, and it's like, well, especially back then, most of the people following them on MySpace were like kids. You know, they're like 9th graders, so who live out in the suburbs or whatever. So, you know, a 9th grader can't go see a show, you know, at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday in the city. You know,
right?
Unless they have terrible parents, like mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was unfortunately one of those.
Yeah, but so you know, there's a small number of them who can do that. But it's like you might be their biggest fan. Yeah, you might be the biggest fan, but it's like your parents aren't going to give you a ride to the venue at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's not real. It's not tangible.
Well, it's not. I mean. I know in the rock world, like literally the fucking only thing they care about is live events, like live ticket sales. That is the only thing rock people care about. The end. Yeah. Like nothing, everything else is bullshit to them other than live ticket sales, which I think is incredibly fucking stupid, but that's how they think.
What do you think they should be focusing on?
Well, I mean, for me, I sure wouldn't want my business to depend on having to travel 200 days a year.
Right.
Because that's not sustainable. That's a good way to fucking wreck your mental and physical health and relationships.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't do that. I mean, even people like, say, corporate execs that travel that much a year, like it's fucking, and they're doing it, you know, they're flying, they're getting hotels and stuff. It still fucking destroys you.
That's a valid point. My wife and I agreed that I would travel once a month or less. Like for a weekend. We're not talking like weeks at a time. I don't want to be away from my kids that much. I don't want to be away from my wife that much. I don't want to be away from my desk. You guys, no, I like being at home. Yeah, I mean, that's why bands like Rancid don't tour all the time. They did that already. They're like, nope, I want to be at home with my friends and my family. I understand that. This is a weird video, dude. I feel like they never really talked much about. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not sustainable. So I mean, I certainly. Like if you can't make money, if you're getting millions of eyeballs on your shit and you can't turn that into money, like you suck, you know, like if the only way you can think of to monetize that is to fucking go get people to show up to a venue, like that's just, you suck. Like how could you, like, how could you not do
they should
that?
Be monetizing through like products and stuff like that?
I don't care. Whatever. They can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. I'm not going to tell musicians are a lost cause. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. But let's put it this way. I know lots of people on LinkedIn with less than 10,000 followers that are making way more money than anybody in any band.
Well, for one, it's not always about the money. You do need money to survive. I understand that. I fall kind of in the middle in that. I would love to make some money, but it's not all about the money. This is weird. I may have to make like a little 5-minute video talking about this outside of watching this whole thing, because this has been a very strange video. I'll have to like link that one with this one or something. So if you want to watch this, you can do that. But yeah. This is very strange.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the price of these concert tickets are so crazy high for some of these artists too, and with like the Live Nation, you know, dynamic to pricing model, whatever, you know, and like a lot of that is a direct result of the fact that that's the only way anybody can make any money off of music anymore, or at least, you know, in the rock world and stuff.
It's supply and demand. The reason why they're charging $500 to see a fucking band that was washed up 20 years ago is because people will pay it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, stop paying it. I mean, it's like, why in the fuck would My Chemical Romance not charge you $400 knowing that there's a bunch of rich millennials or maybe millennials that can't afford it, but with credit cards,
right?
Knowing that there's a bunch of 35-year-olds that will pay it, why the fuck wouldn't they charge that?
Because you have character and morals, and I don't think it's all My Chemical Romance either. Some of it is, but like, no, dude. If you have, like, look, I understand there being like some package deals where you're like, hey, you get to meet the band, da da da, and that's a couple $100, but like, no, if you have morals, if you've got character, you're gonna want your fans to be able to see you play. Don't you remember the whole thing with Pearl Jam? They didn't want people paying. Nirvana was like, who's paying $40 for that for a show? Like, dude, yeah, man. If you've got, this is why I don't support bands like that. They're just rock stars, bro. No, thank you, man. And that, it bummed me out that I had to pay what I paid for Green Day tickets. But I mean, I paid for my whole family what this dude's talking about for one of those tickets to go see Green Day, and Rancid. I went to go see Rancid, honestly, but like, that was a special thing. It was for my wife's birthday, and maybe I am an idiot. I don't know, but I've done that exactly one time. I've given my friend shit for paying. What was he? He went and saw. I say friends, a coworker of mine. Shout out Pardis. He went and saw Justin Timberlake, and I think he paid like, dude, it was thousands of dollars for 2 tickets, and I was like, what? It just doesn't make sense. But I mean, if you're gonna go see My Chemical Romance, expect to pay a lot of money. If you have good character and you're a good person, you would. I understand they have dudes in the band that need to all get paid, but you don't have to charge $300 a ticket for that. LA Punk Invasion is like 50 of the greatest bands I've ever heard of, and it's $199. Still overpriced in my opinion, but all those bands have to get something. A lot of them are traveling. You're going to get all that opportunity for $200, or you can go see Taylor Swift in the nosebleeds for $350. It don't make sense, man. You can have a whole entire day of like literally like maybe this might be like 100 bands, dude. It's the greatest lineup I've ever seen. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I'd say it's like a top 3 lineup all time for me. And it's not even $200, or it's about $200, right? It's just still a fair amount of money, but in 2024 standards, it's not a crazy amount. Let's see, what would $200 today be like in '98? Okay. No. They're not letting me go backwards. Let's see. How much... There we go. How much money in 1998 would equal $200 today? Okay, I'm not going to sit here and try to do that. But my point is that, if you adjust for inflation, it's probably like, yeah, I don't know, dude. That doesn't seem like that crazy amount of money anymore now I'm thinking about it. All these bands, dude. If you look at the lineup for LA Punk Invasion, $200, like, all that. Okay, let's say you can get to see 10 of your favorite bands. You wouldn't pay $20 per band so that they can travel and so you can go see them? I don't know, $20 isn't a lot of money for each band today. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to finish this up so I can do my other little video and then link this one to it because this is crazy long. How long have we been on here for? An hour 15 already. My goodness. Okay.
Yeah, it is interesting too that all these bands will like hide behind the Ticketmaster Live Nation apron or whatever. Be like, well, it's them. It's not us. Like, we're not saying, well, it's you have a part of this. Like, you have a hand in this. It's like, well, like,
I don't. It is so bizarre to me. This is another reason why I'm so glad to be done with this shit. Is like, just it's so bizarre to me that there's a world in which people don't want to just accept that supply and demand is a thing.
Yeah,
like. Why should a band have to apologize for the fact that like people want to buy their shit?
Right.
It's not
because people wanting to buy it and should buying it are different. They should absolutely not be charging that much money because people do want to pay that much money and they can't afford it. And not everybody's responsible with their money. And some of that does lie on you. If you make it to where it's easy for these people to overspend, people aren't always going to have the common sense to not do it, man. Some of the responsibility lies on you. Not all of it. I would say not even most of it. Some of it, though. Come on, man. It's like being like, what does the drug dealer do? It's not his fault there's dope fiends everywhere. Okay, but you still don't have to sell drugs. What are we talking about, bro?
Am I doing something wrong? Like that 10,000 people want to
Yes! Overcharging.
go see us, and like, what should I charge them? Should I make less money?
Yes! This dude's corny, bro. You don't need all that money to survive. You don't even need all that money to live comfortably. Ugh, bro, so gross, man.
Like, would you do that? Like,
Right.
would you tell your, hey, boss, you know what? I don't really think I'm worth $25 an hour.
We're not talking $25 an hour. We're talking millions of dollars. Yes, if I was able to go do this channel and make, let's say, like $5 grand per month to take care of my family, because I got 3 kids, $5 grand a month doesn't even hardly, that's not enough money to take care of this whole family, right? For the rent, the cars, the insurance, the food. But if I can make $5,000 a month, right? Or you could go, hey man, how do I make this make sense? Yeah, you just don't need that much money. You don't need every person to pay $350. You could easily knock 100 off of that, still be way overpriced, and still make tons of money. What are we doing, man? How much is enough, man? Ugh, gross.
Or like, can we cut me down to 19?
Mm-hmm.
Of course
Yeah.
not.
It's not the same thing.
Right. So it's sort of like if a brand is selling, like an upscale brand is selling clothes for an expensive price, no one's like shitting on them for the high price of clothes, because that's the price of them. Like they're selling
It's
them
like,
at
you
that
want a
price. And people are
Balenciaga
buying
sweater?
them.
It's $1,500. Take it or
Yeah.
leave it.
And you shouldn't buy that piece of shit. Like, you shouldn't. Yes, dude. Yeah, these dudes are in a different world, man. I don't know that I've ever said the words Balenciaga sweater until right now. Like,
But
Yeah, you want a Balenciaga sweater, you want to see My Chem live, you're going to have to shell out some money.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't want either of those things, so I don't buy them.
So you're done with Twitch too, right? Are you not doing
Yes.
stuff on there anymore?
Yeah, I quit that first, I think in June or July.
Okay. So you start scaling back slowly
Yeah.
but surely. So you're full on LinkedIn bro now, right?
Yes.
Is that your business card? That's what it says now?
Yes.
So it's crazy. You were saying, like, so LinkedIn is a big way to monetize for people now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. If like, it's people are there to do business, and these
Yeah.
are like the cream of the crop. Like, these are not scrubs.
Right.
These are the smartest, most high performing, high achievers in the fucking world, and they are all on there, and they're there to do business. Like, if you have a compelling offer, people there will pay you for it. Like, it's not hard. Well, I'm just
So-
going to say it's easy, but like, if you're good, people will see it and they'll pay you for it.
Right. It's simple, not easy, though, right?
Yep.
So LinkedIn, does it have its own internal monetization platform like YouTube does, or are you just
No.
only selling products and stuff on there?
You could think of it like Instagram for business, like
Gotcha.
primary, so there's basically 2 categories of people there who make a lot of money. One is people like me who are consultants that sell a service. So I help people grow either on YouTube or LinkedIn, and you pay me $3,000 and we go through this program. And then at
good grief. $3,000? What? Wow, no wonder he quit doing YouTube.
the end of it, I'll help you grow one of those. At the end of it, you have a blueprint for how you're going to do that. And then I help you make some content. There's lots of people who do something similar to that. Say like career coaches or people that, or SEO, consultants, people like that, like service providers.
SEO is a scam.
And then the other group of people that make a lot of money there are B2B SaaS marketers. So for anybody who's not familiar with that, B2B means business to business, SaaS means software as a service. So let's say that you sell, for example, like your job.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward through some of this because I don't care. And then I'll give you my opinion at the end of it.
But probably managing all your employees. So tax documents at the end of the year, like ADP is the big track. So you're I don't know how much ADP shit costs, but it's probably whatever, $50 per employee per year, something
Okay.
like that. And so if you have 100 employees, because why would
Okay, so he's about to talk about creating content on YouTube, key strategies, the importance of topic selection for content creation, understanding audience expectations in content creation, navigating social media platforms for business. Well, you're quitting all this, so I simply don't care. I mean, he's very good at it, obviously. I'm not going to continue listening to this dude because I don't care. I think he's a quitter. I think he's a coward. I think he can't handle criticism. I'm going to make a much shorter video, and I'll link this long-ass one to it. This is so dumb. What a massive waste of my time. I just don't think he's built for this, bro. I think he did it for the wrong reasons. He got really fortunate, and he's good at marketing, so he was able to grow his platform. Yeah, he's a fraud. Homeboy's a fraud. Whatever, man. I don't care at this point. This shit is wild, bro. If you watched this, thank you. If you didn't, probably better off for it. Let me know what you think, though. How do you feel about Finn McKenty? Jesse Lee seems like a cool guy, I guess. I don't think we have a lot in common, so I'm not trying to like hang out with the dude or anything, but he just seems like Finn McKenty 2.0. He's probably super fucking psyched when he found out that Finn was quitting. I think if you have the punk rock NBA as your name, you should do something about punk rock. It should be revolving around some DIY ethics a little bit. He doesn't fit the mold, man. He's just not that guy. And there is a mold there, by the way. It's unfortunate, but it's not even unfortunate. It's just the way it is, man. If you don't agree, whatever, that's fine. You don't have to. All right, I'm out of here, man. This is stupid. I'm getting hungry and I'm getting cranky. Yeah. Wow. What a gargantuan waste of time. Meaning his videos. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the bands. What a fraud. What a fraud. All right, I'm out.